Let's just be real for a second. A cookie-cutter approach to protecting your family, it absolutely doesn't work. Because how life insurance needs differ from person to person is actually massive. So welcome to this explainer. Today we're diving straight into the often overwhelming world of life insurance. We'll be using some fantastic insights provided by Golden Shield Life Insurance to help guide us through this maze so you can walk away with total, absolute clarity.
To keep things super clear, here's our roadmap. We're going to cover 1. Why it's not just a death benefit. 2. Pinpointing your specific need. 3. Figuring out exactly how much you need. 4. Matching policies to those needs. And finally, number 5, choosing the right agency. All right, let's jump right into Section 1. Not just a death benefit.
So here's the thing. Most people think life insurance is literally just a payout for when you pass away. Leaving money behind. And hey, replacing an income or paying off a mortgage for your loved ones is incredibly important, for sure. But if you're treating it strictly as a death benefit, you're honestly only looking at half the picture. This is where it gets really interesting. Depending on your policy, life insurance can actually help you while you are still alive. Yeah, you heard that right. Certain policies offer what they call living benefits, which actually allow you to access part of your coverage if you suffer a critical illness. Plus, some permanent policies build cash value that you can borrow against or even use as supplemental retirement income down the road. It's a real game changer.
Moving right along to Section 2, pinpointing your specific need.
Okay, if you only remember one single thing from this entire explainer, please let it be this golden rule. You absolutely have to start with the need. You have to decide exactly what you want the coverage to do before you even think about looking at specific products. And here is a perfect example of how life insurance needs differ in the real world. Think about a 30-year-old trying to protect a massive 30-year mortgage. They need a really large temporary safety net, right? But then compare that to a 75-year-old who already paid off their house and just wants to cover final burial costs. They just need a smaller permanent net. You literally cannot fit both of those scenarios into the exact same policy. It just doesn't work.
So that brings us to Section 3. How much do you need? Now, we need to turn this abstract idea of protecting your family into a hard mathematical number. To do that, Golden Shield highly recommends using what they call the DIME method. It's an incredibly effective starting point to help you stop guessing and finally start calculating. It's actually really simple. DIME stands for debt, income, mortgage, and education. Basically, you just add up your personal debts, the income your family would need to replace, your remaining mortgage balance, and any future childcare or education costs. Got that big total in your head? Okay, now just subtract your current savings and any existing coverage you might already have. Whatever number you're left with, that is your true coverage gap.
All right, on to Section 4, matching policies to needs.
Let's open up the toolbox and see what we've got. First up, term life insurance. This gives you coverage for a set period of time, which is absolutely perfect for temporary needs like paying down that mortgage. Then you have whole life, which gives you permanent coverage and builds that cash value we talked about earlier. Super great for legacy planning. And finally, final expense. This is a smaller, permanent policy designed specifically for end-of-life costs. See how perfectly each of those products aligns with the different life stages we just mapped out? And I've got some good news here. Securing life insurance doesn't always mean you have to go through a long, drawn-out medical exam. If you qualify, there are actually no exam options, or even same-day underwriting that bypasses the traditional doctor visits entirely. There are even return-of-premium policies out there that might literally hand your eligible premiums right back to you if you end up outliving the term. How cool is that? Let's head into our final stretch with Section 5, choosing the right agency. Now, you might be sitting there feeling a bit confused by all the industry jargon. Agencies, carriers, brokers, agents, it's a lot. So let's just take a second to clarify exactly who you'll actually be dealing with. It helps to think of the life insurance company or the carrier as the manufacturer. They're the ones who actually create the product and back the financial promise to pay out. The life insurance agency, on the other hand, is basically your personal shopper. They are the licensed business that sits down with you, helps you understand the coverage, compares policies, and guides you through the whole application process. But, and this is crucial, not all agencies are created equal. A captive agency represents only one single insurance company. That means they can only offer you their specific products. But an independent agency, like Golden Shield, actually shops around across multiple different carriers to find your absolute best fit. The big takeaway here? Unbiased choice. There's a great quote from Golden Shield's founder, Aaron Polk, that hits the nail on the head. He says his job isn't to push one policy, but to help you understand your options and make a decision that makes sense for you. As a former medical underwriter, he knows firsthand that your health history, your age, and your goals are totally unique to you. So finding the right carrier is literally everything. Golden Shield actually boils this whole intimidating process down into 4 really straightforward steps. Step 1, identify your specific goal. Step 2, compare the different carrier options. Step 3, go ahead and complete the application. And Step 4, carefully review the final offer before you ever sign on the dotted line.
And you know this structured needs-first approach? It clearly works. Because they refuse to force everyone into a generic one-size-fits-all policy, Golden Shield has actually earned a perfect 5.0 Google review average, and they were even recognized as a Best of Georgia 2025 agency.
So let's wrap this up with a question for you to chew on. You know now that life insurance is way more than just a simple death benefit. You know how to use the DIME method to find your number, and you understand exactly why an independent agency is so crucial for finding your custom fit. So ask yourself, if you sat down and ran your own DIME calculation tonight, what would your number actually be? And most importantly, is your family truly protected if the unexpected happens?